Hi, I'm Judge Dick Klein. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to you today. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about effective writing techniques. I spent much of my judicial career reading what lawyers write. I've been doing it for 28 years as a trial judge, 8 years as an appellate judge, and now a decade as a mediator, arbitrator, and consultant. When I run across something that's only moderately well written, I just jump for joy. Maybe it is understandable that lawyers' writing is often unintelligible. After all, lawyers have spent 3 years of their education reading some of the worst prose known to the English-speaking world, appellate court opinions. When I get an assignment to do a mock argument, I try very hard to get into the case before the brief is filed, because after the brief is filed, it may be too late. I must confess I was not an English star either in high school or college. Nobody ever said my writing was eloquent or beautiful. My background is that of a reporter, as a high school and college newspaper editor. Essays and novels are not my forte. Plain English is. I was the founding chair of the Pennsylvania Bar Plain English Committee and am now co-chair of that group. I believe my experience can be helpful for you. I can help you write in a way that will be clear and strategic and enable you to persuade your reader. That's your job, trying to convince a judge. If your writing fails, by the time you get to your silver-tongued oratory, the damage has been done. The consensus is that after judges read the brief, oral argument only changes their minds 15% of the time. When you think of writing, you should think of it as a transportation system to get the idea from your head into the head of your reader. You won't convince your reader, be that a judge or actually anybody else, if they have to plow through pages and pages of irrelevant prose before they get to the point. The idea is to make things easier for your reader. My directive to my law clerks was that if the issues, my answer to the issues, and my basic reasoning for the issues were not on the first 2 pages of the opinion, that opinion went back to the drawing board. Just as an oral argument, it is a bad idea to argue multiple points on the theory that if you throw enough against the wall, something will stick. Judges have better things to do than read pages of frivolous arguments. In law school exam, the idea is to show how much you know, but in the real world, the idea is to persuade and convince. Writing effectively is not the most difficult thing in the world. Remember, lawyers are actually professional writers. They charge a good deal for the time they spend writing, and writing affects the results. It's the job of the lawyer to convince and persuade. The rules of effective writing are not complex. I don't think I've seen another area of the law where the experts are almost in total agreement, but nobody follows their advice. Things like, think of your audience. Don't use a complex word when a simple word will do. Keep your sentences short. Keep your paragraphs short. Avoid legalese. Use headings and subheadings. Don't argue a dozen points. Pick your issues and don't go on too long. Every expert says the same thing. If there's only one thing you do to improve your writing, I suggest that it's this. Use a conversational style. You wouldn't call somebody on the telephone and say, "This is to acknowledge receipt of yours of the 22nd, the contents of which are duly noted." Using a conversational style will clarify your writing. The way to find out if you've used a conversational style, painful as it may be, is to read what you wrote out loud. You'll be amazed how much that tells you. I've spent my career writing, teaching writing, and reading writing, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think I know what's good and what is not good. If I can help in any way, please don't hesitate to get in touch. My cell during this pandemic is 215-519-0521. My email is rklein@adr.dri. Thanks for listening.